Hey there, yogis. Welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey, and today we're going to practice together a yin to yang sequence that is inspired by the zodiac sign of Aquarius. So a yin to yang practice basically just means that we're going to begin with yin postures, very slow, very meditative, and then we will shift about halfway through practice into a more yang or active practice, moving the body with the breath, warming up the muscles, moving a little bit more dynamically. And today we are practicing in this way to honor the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is an air sign, and whenever I think of air signs, I really think of mutability. I think of change. Most zodiac signs that are associated with the element of air have some type of balance included. So I also think about balance, mental balance, emotional balance whenever I think of these air signs. And Aquarius is no different. Aquarius is represented by the water bearer. Usually has a being that has 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on earth, and they are carrying water from whatever water they were stepping in to land. Aquarius is all about balance, balancing emotions with mental focus, with mental logic. And also because of this, they are very forward thinking. They are all about bringing knowledge and progress to the current situation. So they're a very progressive sign. And to honor that progressive nature of Aquarius, we're going to progress in our practice from yin to yang, and then we'll have a nice little shavasana at the end. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and come into the first yin posture, which is Tadpole or extended child's pose. Turning to face the front of your mat, knees go wide. Excuse the creaky old floors in this old building that I'm recording in. Big toes touch. Send your hips back towards your heels and then reach your arms out in front of you and melt your heart down. Release your forehead to your mat. Whenever you get down into your tadpole, softening around your neck and your shoulders, softening into your lower belly. Bringing more awareness to your breath now. And so keeping in mind as we move through our practice, those qualities of Aquarius, the willingness and ability to be adaptable, to change, even the desire to change things that are no longer serving you, serving your community. Aquarius is definitely one of those signs that is not just focused on themselves, but on the world around them, bringing balance between the individual and their environment. And so you might consider ways that your yoga practice can be a catalyst for that type of progressive energy. Take another breath in and out. On your next breath in, lift your head, look towards your hands. Exhale, shift forward to come back into a tabletop pose. I'm just going to shift back on my mat slightly so that I have the full length of my mat. We're moving into melting heart, so you need to make sure that your hips are right over your knees and keeping them there as you extend your arms forward. Melt your heart towards the ground. Your forehead can rest onto your mat. And your chest does not need to be on the ground, but you are softening through your shoulders and around your heart space to allow gravity to create this really big heart opener. Remember that this is your practice. If a pose that I suggest does not feel good in your body, causes pain, you can bring props in to support you. You can also choose to do something different. That might be another way of bringing in that Aquarius energy, being willing to experiment to find what is right. Over time, you may find that you could bring your lips to the mat or even your chin. Take another breath in. Exhale, press into your hands, walk your hands back into table. And from here, you can tuck both sets of toes under, all 10 toes, and send your hips back towards your heels for toe squat. You can keep your hands in front of you on the mat if this feels really intense. I like to just make sure that my pinky toes are tucked under because those kind of tend to want to tuck backwards. And again, hands can stay in front of you, or you can walk your hands up onto your thighs and sit up head over heart, heart over hips. Not here for as long as the other poses, but still enough time to really feel the benefits. And so you might close your eyes, focus on your breath, soften your shoulders away from your neck. And take another breath in. Exhale, release your toe squat. Hands come to the mat. Untuck your toes. It might feel good to sit back onto your heels again with the toes pressing back, just to get a nice stretch into the fronts of your ankles. And so we'll just move forward into one more yin pose, walking the hands out and then lowering the elbows down. My face is going to be in the plant. That's okay. And so elbows are right underneath your shoulders. Soften your glutes all the way down to your toes, and really let your upper body be supported by the stacking of your arm bones. So that stacking of your shoulders right over your elbows just allows you to let your shoulders come towards one another behind your heart, and then you can let your head be heavy. Or in my case, I'm going to use this block that I have here and bring it underneath my forehead. If you have a block, you're welcome to do the same. And so this is our last yin pose before we warm things up, moving more swiftly, activating our muscles. Take one more breath in. And exhale. If you had a block under your head, just move that block off to the side for now. Fan your elbows out for a moment, stack your palms, and rest your head down on your hands. Take a moment to feel the release through your shoulders and through your back. Now let's start to strengthen our back muscles. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, or even right next to your ribs, forehead down on your mat. Squeeze your elbows in towards your sides body and reach back through your elbows. Feel how that brings your shoulders away from your neck. Press into the tops of your feet. Press down into your pubic bone, into the front of your pelvis. Draw your navel in and up. Baby cobra. Breathe in, lift your head and your heart. And exhale, lower back down. Only lifting as high as is comfortable for you and your back. Breathe in, baby cobra. Exhale, soften down. One more like that. Breathe in and exhale. Now staying with these cobra lifts, if you need to keep your hands down, please do. But see if you can breathe in, press into the tops of your feet, and lift your hands as you lift into cobra. Exhale. Inhale. Lift without the use of your hands. Exhale. One more. And exhale. Now stack your palms again. Rest your forehead down. Soften your glutes for a moment. Working towards locust, starting with half locust. Bring your legs together. Really point back through your toes. Again, press down into your pubic bone. Draw your navel in and up. On a breath in, lift your legs. So all the way from your thighs to the toes, lifting. Exhale, lower your legs down. And as you breathe in and you're lifting, squeezing your legs in at the same time. Exhale, lower. One more like that. Breathe in and exhale, lower. Moving into our full locust pose. Bring your arms down beside you, palms face up, next to your hips, forehead to the mat. As you breathe in, lift your head, your heart, your hands, reach back through your hands. Lift your legs. Exhale, lower down. One more. We're going to hold at the top. Breathe in, lift, exhale, stay here. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower everything down, hands under your shoulders, press into your hands to roll up to a tabletop pose, and then take a cat pose. Round your spine, chin towards your throat. Scoop your tailbone forward. Take a couple of breaths here. Navel drawing up, up, up. Inhale back to a neutral spine. Tuck your toes under, send your hips up and back, downward dog. So our first downward dog, you might alternate the bend of the knees. Stay with your breath. Come to stillness. Breathe in, reach your right leg into the air, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Lunge into the right knee, lower your left knee down. Breathe in, crescent lunge, arms overhead, shoulders over your hips. Exhale to stay here. Feel your pelvis scooping forward slightly, navel drawing in and up, heart lifting, arms lifting. Maybe challenge your balance, look towards your hands. Exhale, we're going to reach the arms out, down, behind, interlace your fingers behind your lower back, and reach down through your knuckles while reaching your thumb knuckles away from your tailbone. Once again here, maybe on a breath in, lift your heart, look towards the sky. Really press down through the top of that back foot. Squeeze in through your inner thighs. Exhale, look forward, release your hands, resisting that slingshot effect. Hands can come down to the mat. If you have blocks, I welcome and recommend bringing blocks underneath your hands. We're going to shift our weight back, flex back through the toes, straighten the front leg into half splits. So in this pose, I find I need to walk my foot forward, so I'm going to do that for myself. Reaching back through your hips, reaching forward through the crown of your head, really lengthening down through your arms. Breathe here. Similar to how we were in that low lunge, pressing down through the top of your back foot, flexing back through these front toes, really connecting to all of the parts of you have in contact with the floor. Navel drawing in and up, squeeze your inner thighs in, option airplane arms, reaching your arms back. Feel the wobble, feel the shake. Maybe you fall, it's okay. Woo. One more breath in. And exhale, hands come down to the blocks, roll forward through the front foot. Having fun with it. Keep your left hand onto that block. Reach your right hand up and back, either just looking towards that right hand for the twist, or bend your left knee, hold on to your left foot, send your hips forward and down into this quad stretch. One more breath here. On your next exhale, slowly release the hold of that foot, right hand down to the block, step your right knee back, move the blocks out of the way if you were using them, and let's tuck the toes, send the hips up and back to a downward dog. You are more than welcome to take a flow here if that is what your body is asking for, but I'm just going to stay in downward dog. Take a few breaths to feel the effect of that sequence on that side. Whenever you make your way back into downward dog, if you took a flow, ground down through the right leg, right foot, breathe in, left leg into the air. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands, lower your right knee down, inhale, arms forward and up, low lunge. Connected to core, strong legs. Maybe gaze goes up between your hands. One more breath in. Exhale, arms out, down, behind, interlace, the way that feels a little bit funky, a little bit unusual, opposite from before. Reach through the knuckles, lift your heart. Gaze can go up if that's available to you. One more breath in. Exhale, release your hands, resisting the slingshot effect. Hands to the blocks again if you have them. Shift your hips back. Straighten your front leg. Flex through the left toes, half splits. Feel the connection points to the floor beneath you, treating the blocks under your hands as an extension of the floor. Really start to connect to your core. Press down firmly through the top of your right foot. Maybe airplane arms. Reaching back with the hands, pulling your heart forward. Squeezing in through your inner thighs, strengthening that left hamstring. One more breath in. Exhale, hands down, roll forward into low lunge, walk the blocks forward, keep the right hand on the block, inhale, left arm forward, up and back, looking back towards your left thumb for the twist, bend your right knee, maybe catch onto the right foot, and send your hips forward and down into the quad stretch. One more breath in. Exhale and release. Left hand down to the block. Go ahead and step your left knee back. Move the blocks off to the side and either take your flow or send your hips up and back to downward dog. A few breaths here. One more breath in. Exhale, lower your knees back down to table. Walk your hands back now, up your thighs, so you're kneeling on your shins, toes are pointing back. Option to have the toes tucked under if that does feel more stable to you. For me, it does not, so I prefer to have the tops of the feet down onto the mat. And if you are around some blocks, go ahead and grab them and bring them next to your feet on the outsides of your feet. We'll practice camel pose. So in camel, we're going to think more about sending our heart up rather than trying to bend back. So you can kind of see how everything kind of crunches into my mid and lower back whenever I do this. And then whenever we get into camel, you'll kind of see the length that happens if we think more about sending the heart up. So from right here, starting by scooping your pelvis forward, lifting up through your heart space, softening shoulders away from your neck. And then bring your hands to your lower back. Either the fingers can point down or point up. And let your hands on your lower back kind of be a reminder to keep lengthening down through your tailbone as you send your hips forward. And as your hips go forward, you keep lifting your heart up. And then go to an edge that's comfortable for you here, that's manageable for you. Squeeze your elbows in towards one another. Chin can stay tucked in towards your throat. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Bring your head over your heart over your hips. Release your hands. Take a moment, check in with how your hips feel, how your back feels, how your shoulders feel. Let's revisit. Hands to your lower back. Squeeze the elbows in, scoop your pelvis forward, send your hips forward. At the same time, navel is drawing in, really connected to core here. Lift your heart. Maybe lean back a little bit more as you continue to lengthen up. Maybe hands can come down to rest on those blocks. Maybe it's fingertips. Using any connection you find under your hands to encourage you to keep lifting up through your heart. Maybe now you lift your chin towards the sky. One more breath in. Exhale, tuck your chin towards your throat, hands to your lower back, and come back to head over heart, heart over hips. Again, relax your arms, take a couple of breaths to check in with how you feel. Let's do this one more time. If your body is telling you to stop, stop. We're not going to be here for a super long time. And if you feel like you have it in you, let's go ahead and set up. Hands to your lower back. I'm going to switch my hands this time and just see how that feels. Shift your pelvis forward. Lift your heart up. Squeeze your elbows in. If you feel comfortable, hands to your blocks. Maybe chin towards your sky, the sky. Maybe the head drops back. Breathe. One more breath in. Exhale, chin towards your throat, hands to your lower back. Kind of press down on your lower back to help yourself come back to head over heart, heart over hips. And from here, lower your hips down to your heels, move your blocks out of the way. Take a rest here, just kneeling. Notice the energy that pose created in your body. And we're going to kind of balance that out, taking embryo. So your thighs stay together, knees stay close together as you fold your upper body over your thighs, forehead to your mat. Arms can reach back beside you and let your shoulders round forward. option to stay here or practice rabbit pose. So start by interlacing your fingers behind your lower back, and then straighten out through your arms, lift your knuckles towards the sky, and then you're going to roll forward as you press into the tops of your feet and lift your bottom away from your heels. Keep pressing into the tops of your feet gently here. There's not really any weight in your head, very little if any. Reaching your knuckles towards the sky and then letting them drop back like you're trying to drop them towards the front of your mat. Navel drawing in and up. One more breath in. Exhale back to embryo if you took rabbit. Hips rest back, release your hands, arms resting beside you, shoulders can round forward. Breathe in, lift yourself back to head over heart, heart over hips, back to kneeling, and then make your way around to your back. Just spinning yourself around, slowly lowering into constructive rest. I'm going to move my clippy out of my hair so that it doesn't poke me in my head. And soles of your feet down, just feeling your neutral spine here, fully supported by the mat. Take one more pose, happy baby. Draw your knees in, widen your knees apart, either hold on to your shins, your ankles, maybe the soles of your feet, kicking your feet towards the sky, squeezing your knees a little bit in towards your elbows, drawing your thighs towards your outer ribs. A few breaths here. Take one more breath in. Exhale, release whatever you're holding on to. Keep your knees hugging in close. I unintentionally lied. Truly though, one more pose now before Shavasana. Open your arms out into a T shape or a cactus shape and let both of your legs drop to the right. A few breaths in a reclined twist. Use your next inhale to float your legs through center. Exhale, both legs drop to the left this time. On your next breath in, draw your legs into your body and rest your feet down to the floor and take your most comfortable Shavasana. So if you are near a wall, you could take legs up the wall. If you have other props at your disposal, you could bring them under, around, over your body. Or keep it simple, just laying here in constructive rest. You'll hear my voice when it's time to come out. Enjoy. Remaining just as you are, take a breath in. Let it go with a sigh. In your own time, roll yourself over and pick yourself up to meet me in a comfortable seat. There's no rush. Allow your eyes to remain soft and your breath steady. And just notice how you feel after that yin to yang practice. Recalling if there's any way that embodying the energy of Aquarius served you, and if you want to take that into the rest of your day. And with gratitude in our hearts, palms come together in front of the heart space, Anjali Mudra, a symbol of mutual respect. And we'll close by bowing forward. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your practice with me, sharing your time with me, allowing me to guide you. I hope that this practice has served you well. Please let me know how it has gone for you in the comments down below. Let me know if there's any specific questions that you have about any poses, or if there is something specific you want to see from my channel in the future. And I do put out new classes like this every single Sunday, so if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button so that you can be sure to attend those classes. And I hope to see you there on the mat next Sunday. Thank you so much. Namaste.